Today we're going to be estimating quotients. Our learning goal is that we can perform operations with multi-digit whole numbers and decimals through hundredths to estimate decimal quotients. In order to estimate, we're going to use compatible numbers. We already used compatible numbers to estimate earlier in the year. Remember, these are numbers that go really well together. Some examples of compatible numbers are 2 and 18. 5 and 30, 6 and 42, or 10 and 200. You can easily divide these mentally. They're compatible. Numbers that are not compatible are like 2 and 19, 5 and 29, 6 and 31, 10 and 199. You can't do those easily in your head, and you're going to have a remainder. They're not compatible. Remember, there's 3 different ways we can write division. 2 and 8/10 divided by 6. We can write it as a fraction, 2 and 8/10 divided by 6. Or, yes, that was the bell. We can make the house and do 2 and 8/10 divided by 6. Those are our 3 ways we can write division, and we've been practicing them all year. One way to estimate is if the divisor is larger than the dividend. In the case here of 2 and 8/10 divided by 6, the divisor, 6, is larger than 2 and 8/10. Since the divisor is larger than the dividend, you know your quotient is going to be less than 1. In order to do this estimate, we're going to have to change 2 and 8/10 to 28/10. We know those are equivalent from our work with decimals earlier in the year. Now think, 28 is close to what number that's compatible with 6? Again, we're finding a number compatible with 6 because 6 is our divisor. Well, 28 is close to 30, and 30/10 divides easily by 6. 30/10 divided by 6 is 5/10, or 0.5. So our exact quotient should be close to, this should say, 5/10. Another way to estimate is if the divisor is smaller than the dividend. This is going to be more like the division you're used to. Here, the divisor of 3 is smaller than the dividend of 19 and 7/10. That tells us that our estimate is going to be greater than 1. When we're thinking of compatible numbers, think, what number is compatible with 3 that is close to 19 and 7/10? Well, one thing you could do is change 19 and 7/10 to 18, which is compatible with 3. If you do that, 18 divided by 3 is 6. Some of you might have also thought, well, a number that's compatible with 3 that's close to 19 and 7/10 is 21. 21 divided by 3 is 7. We have to think now, which of these estimates is closest to our original number of 19 and 7/10? Well, 21 is closer to 19 and 7/10 than 18 is. So our quotient should be close to 7, and 7 is our better estimate. Let's see an example. A group of 31 students is going to visit the museum. The total cost for the tickets is $144.15. About how much money will each student need to pay for the ticket? Well, let's find 2 estimates for the cost. First, I'm going to write out my problem horizontally. So I have $144.15 divided by 31. Start with the divisor. 31 is close to 30. So now I'm looking for multiples of 3 that get me close to 14. Well, a multiple of 3 that gets me close to 14 is 15. Everything behind it becomes a 0. So now I have $150 divided by 30. Because these numbers are compatible, I can do this mentally. 15 divided by 3 is 5. This 0 and this 0 cancel, and the rest is money. So one estimate was that it's going to cost about $5. If we want to do a second estimate, we would still round our divisor to 30, but we're looking for a different multiple of 3 that gets us close to 14. Well, the 15 was a little more than 14, so let's go for a multiple of 3 that's less than 14, which in this case would be 12. Oops, need a pencil. Now we have 120 divided by 30. 12 divided by 3 is 4. This 0 and this 0 cancel. The rest came after my whole number. $4 is another estimate. Which is the better estimate, you ask? Well, think about it. Which estimate, 120 or 150, was closer to our original number of 144? Hopefully, you said 150 is closer, making $5 the better estimate. All right, let's see another example. A plant grew 23 8/10 inches over 8 weeks. What is the best estimate of the average number of inches the plant grew each week? Since they ask us for the best estimate, we're probably going to have to go ahead and get 2 and then see which one is closer to our original number. So let's write it out. 23 8/10 divided by 8. Since 8's our divisor, we're looking for whole numbers that are compatible with 8. So think, what's a multiple of 8 that gets me close to 23? Hopefully, you said 24. 24 divided by 8 is compatible, and our estimate is 3. Because they ask us for the best estimate, let's find one more estimate to see which one would be better. 24 is a little higher than 23, so let's find another estimate that's a little lower. What's a multiple of 8 that's a little less than 23? Hopefully you said 16. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So we know if we actually divided, our quotient would be somewhere between 2 and 3. Now, which of those estimates is better? Think, which number, 24 or 16, is closest to our original number of 23? You should have said 24 is closer to 23, making 3 the best estimate. Since you see the pencil on this slide, go ahead and copy down this example into your notes. If you didn't copy the example from the last slide, copy that one as well. Now it's time to summarize with our line of learning. In your journal, explain in words how to find an estimate for the quotient 3 4/10 divided by 6. Good luck.